Welcome to Tidbit Talkin. This is a series that consists of spewing out assorted thoughts which arose from somebody who thinks too much, taking in, and generally loving various entertainment media by the boatload. These tidbits may be little theories, observations, or simply jokes. Please bear in mind that all these ideas come from the perspective of somebody who's experienced every main story bit connected with whatever is currently being gone over. So spoilers will be here. However, other works set in a shared continuity will typically solely be referenced in a way that only makes sense to anybody who's also fully experienced those ones up until their same time occurring points. Sort of a coded nod kind of deal. Now, with all of that out of the way, here we go. These Octobots, which may partake in marauding on occasion for all we know, seem to do much more inking than harming. Perhaps they are just some educational doodads like created that were too complicated for Wiley to alter them for truly violent purposes in a timely and stealthy manner. Side situated, sorta sentient sharpshooters seem to be all death protection focused. The bursty bits brought forth by them must serve as both help signals aimed at non-fake police officers and warnings for fellow brigands that their intended thievery fest won't end in success. The water-whipping whooshing walls were most likely used to carry that precious H2O across places without contaminant-covered hands touching it too much. Mostly mad minds may in fact be programmed with various different moods that are appropriate for whatever special demand certain explosion-requiring occasions may bring about. Like, say, a big smile for freeing folks from a collapsed underwater cavern or whatever. Flash Woman is the latest sufferer of basic Buster Broad baffling body bungling because being forced to fight against another blatantly beautiful blue body bearer brings her so much trauma that all incoming pain originating from said same shaded soldier substantially shoots up. Anyway, Hornets hamper her horrifically because swollen scales supply supreme sinking. Sucks. Jovial junk like these boulder-bringing bird bots becoming all high in demand and whatnot would be because multiple instances of tunneling-focused robot masters such as Drill and Groundman have made such things quite necessary for society. These perilous pit-pelted, adjacent anything attacking, astonishingly annoying androids must work in tandem with those aforementioned artificial aviators to clear up debris by shooting away the bits that are far too tiny for simple lifting. Electronic elephants were probably for a robo-circus that was about to be built here. Currently evil tree bush things must have originally spread pesticides, while the spiders protected both them and plain old biological crops from invader-related harm. Swiftly soaring stage segments seem suited for transporting terrifying timing troubled trinkets that must change elevations relatively quickly, like liquids that can only successfully be studied at a very specific temperature or what have you. In addition to light beams, precision cutting stone and all that, Concrete Captain can compete against Laser Trident because futuristic imagery packing stuff like Flash Woman's weaponry fills this dude with dread over the possibility of cement and whatever becoming truly obsolete sometime soon. Galaxy and Astroman alike may have got brought into being because of the discovery of alien machines such as Duo and Commander Malevolent Purple Aura made folks really interested in space exploration. Placement pilfering pods, probably for transporting goods in a reliable, known gravity-filled manner on worlds where weightiness appears all questionable. These nightmare-inducing pickup choppers must normally be for supplying flare gun-triggered emergency exits when people and other robots encounter evisceration-enamored extraterrestrials. Deals like these Cyclops orbs would be good for more or less stealthily recording footage among crowds of not-so-Earth-typical shape-having otherworldly creatures. Of course, the concrete drags him down, which works especially well with the oblong disc shape he's rocking and everything. Dude winds up all lopsided. Those death-top things must be for delicately carving ore right when any gets found. Crab-carrying cart contraptions with disgruntled faces and poor diamond bots are security for different levels of the jewelry industry. The former helps out more blue-collar rackets like mine-scouring laborers, while the latter, protected Hoopla rather condescendingly, protects fancy stores with snobby force. Pendulum playing platform probably check how heavy junk that recently got dug up is, in order to make sure too much doesn't get taken by one particular company or whatever. Nice to see that Mega Man's world apparently has such things regulated properly. Gravity gouges guts of Jewel Man because being crushed and becoming blemish covered makes him suffer the overly vain robot equivalent of stroke having. Whatever boss winds up slaying forth always drops that footage because the halfway point is when Mega Man starts feeling unbearable guilt levels from slaying his newest brothers and sisters. There's simply extra holding back action occurring when he destroys it. Viewing the footage is what motivates him to keep going, though, since it being salvageable reminds him that his siblings could potentially get fixed too, at least before that expiration date happens anyway. Preposterous power plant problems probably come about a lot less here than real-world located places because sliding Sparky spheres suck up excess charges, which stop catastrophes in their tracks for some reason. Considerably closed copy-creating contraptions can culminate in scenarios involving overly worried employees sending their duplicates to check out malfunctioning junk that could kill them. Having electricity-proof jewelry is vital in a world inhabited at least halfway by machine people. Wouldn't want a piece one saved up for months to purchase ruined by the robot equivalent of hiccups after all. Rush's upgrade gets installed so the delightful digital dog can handle his master's new weight after all those buster updates and whatnot he's been through throughout the years. This process would get done just about every game. Balloon-back bots actually sell the thing. Normally they fire a harmless pellet to get potential buyers' attention. Sad-looking parasol dudes are meant to come out of the sky in an emergency help-granting fashion during particularly dangerous and or time-consuming rainstorm. The dour face is supposed to be a parody thing that helps cheer recipients up. Plug Ball busts tornadoes because the way his abilities move stuff through air places mess with naturally occurring atmospheric charged particle deals in not-so-fun for certain supervisor bots kind of ways. Almost Skinless looks as if it's currently melting dragon must be a security drone that also demonstrates how dangerous going into intensely heated areas can be without donning sufficient protective gear. Constant reminders about apparently obvious things like this are actually quite necessary in a world packed to the brim with Android associates. Tech Twister's trampling temperature-topping trooper over here isn't just because of oxygen getting all sucked out of his flames and whatnot. There's also some stuff going on with the dude not being used to moving around areas containing so much wind, or any period, really. Seems like fake flower-flinging fiends formally found purpose in giving out gifts in fancy ways which typically have no explosions whatsoever. Flying cyber shearers must be for creating edge sculptures so grand that tiny little normal humans would never replicate them on their own. Freakily folding floor foes fancily acting as high-tech red carpets seems like a cool idea. The spinning flower mini-boss might be something built so gardening competition can become more exciting to watch. There'd be some money-saving crap regarding not having to find extra security going on here too. Heat handily humiliates Hornet Head because not only does each blast segment directly melt a section, all that room temperature raising action ruins his environment in nest repair preventing sort of ways. This place, which may be an expired robot disposal plant that Wily recently took over, might be filled with stuff meant for causing massive weapon energy wastage in order to make Mega have a harder time against his fortress guard. Also, the specific forced utilization of tornado blowing might have ignited that storm, which hides another one of those zombie dragon doodads. Related, the stupidly sized shield thwarting sentries' significant sleep savoring could be the result of them considering this rather rowdy weather as white noise. Spike Pusher's health bar isn't for the things themselves. Instead, it's the remaining energy of the device manufacturing them. Bosses like Mega Mech Shark and that last ballsy one seem to be going with the design philosophy of making the Blue Bomber use all his weapon energy but doesn't have enough left over upon reaching regular rematches. This is a particularly effective strategy for this game's specific event because fighting his siblings for longer can cause much guilt and other assorted awkward feelings to reach unignorable levels or whatever. On top of that last bit, these Twin Devils would have been designed to fill Mega Man's Mind Brain CPU with nightmares of certain past Fortress bosses. Slug Power collapses capsules this time around because all that intolerable mouth stuff his trademark machines had to go through really screwed up Wily's wiring job, rendering everything all short-circuit prone. Fake Man doesn't like the Jewel satellite because these gemstones it represents often wind up counterfeited, and he can't stand being reminded how his entire creation was an act of fraud. Proto's pogo bolting and jet junk are made from the scraps of outdated rush parts that he felt needed to be recycled. The dude not wanting anything to truly be deemed obsolete just makes a lot of sense. Endings are a pain, but all of you are fantastic. See ya.